Good morning, everyone. It's a great morning. We're getting a giant snowstorm right now in New England, but you know what? I'm here. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I will have to go out and shovel my portion of the driveway in probably an hour or two. But before that, we need to address something. Just, just you and me right now. Let's talk about something. You guys rule because we, thanks to you, have gotten all the way, actually past 8,000 as of today. We're actually at 8,006. I checked my analytics, which you know what time it is. Q&A time. All right. Yeah, you know it. You love it. You want it. It's here. Come get it. So, as always, with a Q&A, put your questions in the comments, and I will answer them for the Q&A. It can be anything you want to ask. It can even be a who would win. I'll add the who would win to the who would win list, but I'll give you my brief take on the who would win in the Q&A. Obviously, given the fact it's a Q&A, I can't spend the entire video on the who would win, but still. But you can ask any question you want. Be anything you normally ask on the channel, be it who would win, what if related, just random questions, or it could be sports. Hell, I'll even let politics be a slot. Politics is like one of the few gray areas I don't really talk about it and don't like to talk about. But if you were to ask a question on it, I'd still do it. But what are my favorite foods? What are my favorite movies? What's my favorite animal? What would I do in this case? What if this, blah, blah, blah. If I could do this, pretty much there's no limitation on what you can ask. With that said, though, there are a caveat or two. Like I said, with politics, I try not to really get into that. So if you do ask a political question, I will give you the vaguest of answers for obvious reasons. But furthermore, with what ifs, you can ask a what if in the Q&A. I'm not going to give you a what if during the Q&A. I'll give you like my briefest response I can for a Q&A what if question. Otherwise, the what ifs are just going to be added to the what if list, and I'm just going to do it later on down the road at some point. Last but not least, what is this? What you might be wondering the title. Q&A. I believe it's Q&A 8 we're on now. That's a good question. I need to figure that out real quick. I believe we're on Q&A 8, if I'm not mistaken. Now, generally speaking, these have been named after like movies within their franchise that have that name. And give me what. There we go. So which Q&A? There we go. Which Q&A are we on? We're on Q&A 8, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason I have like 12 days is because I do the announcement video plus plus the actual Q&A. But the title, Some Like It Hot. We're past the point now that I'm using movie titles. Now we're using any title that comes along. The reason I chose that is because I saw something in Target that I'm like, you know what? That's a fun idea to do. So Some Like It Hot is, if you've ever watched the the YouTube series First We Feast and Hot Ones, then you'll know. Basically, I found a 12 bottle hot sauce kit, and I'm like, hey, sorry. I'm like, that seems like it's only $15. Like, yeah, why not? Why don't we do that for the Q&A? So that's what we do. I'm not gonna have like chicken wings or anything like that, although I'd probably get some. I'll just have some corn chips, and we'll be doing hot sauce throughout the entire Q&A to see if we could see if I can make it to the end. I think I did that. Actually, got marked that for Christmas one year. And luckily, it's not like Hot Ones where I'm going to just be like, my eyes are going to be melting and my tongue's going to be on fire. Oh, my tongue might be on fire. Some of those do sound at least somewhat hot, but ultimately, it's just an idea I had on like a song. Like, that seems like a fun idea. So Q&A 8, the Hot Ones edition, or Some Like It Hot. I like Some Like It Hot better, quite frankly. Ultimately, that is what we're going to be doing. So put those questions in the comments below. You know what to do if you've been here before. If you haven't been here before, you now know what to do. So I'll see you now. Last but not least, when will the Q&A be happening? Well, normally I do it, roughly speaking, a week after. But given the fact that we're near the end of the year, it's the holiday, I figure why not aim for either the last Saturday or Sunday of the month when I'll be available and Mark might be available if Mark wants to do it with me. But until so why don't we and the last Sunday or last day of the month is actually it's a Thursday. Actually, it's perfect for me. It's a Thursday, so I'll have the day off. It'll work out fine for me. Um, until then, though, get those questions down there if you want them answered. So thanks for watching. See you next time, and don't worry, I do have other videos to do today. So have a good one, folks.